Now, just a couple of years ago, I used to be a serial procrastinator. Incomplete assignment, incomplete homework, untidy room. I don't know, I just had a laundry list of things and they were all incomplete pretty much because I used to rely on raw motivation. If I felt like it, I used to do it, and if I didn't feel like it, I was just on my sofa scrolling. So in this video, I am going to share with you the number one thing that allowed me to beat procrastination. Now, of course, there were other tools, but in my opinion, this is the biggest tool of them all. And that tool is called a routine. Now, okay, wait. I know you must have heard 1,000 times that, hey, make a routine. Yet 99.9999% of people who actually make a routine do not commit to it, they fail. And I'm going to get to it. I am going to tell you how to actually make a routine that you can actually follow and commit to. But before we get to that, you need to actually understand why does a routine work. You need to actually become a believer in a routine. It can't be just, some person on the internet said it, therefore I'm going to follow it and see if it works out. No, you need to actually believe. You need to actually understand the science behind a routine. You need to understand why it works. You need to understand why it's so powerful. Because once you become a believer, once you actually understand the method to the madness, you're going to see changes almost instantly. You see, when you have the time and venue of a place noted down, like, hey, tomorrow I'm going to exercise at 7 a.m. at the gym, you are much more likely to do that activity. That's a fact. Whenever you have the time and when you note it down for something. Because now your body is physiologically, psychologically prepared the next day at that time. It knows that activity is coming. It has a countdown timer going on. It knows that at 6 a.m. that activity is coming and I'm going to do that activity and I need to be primed for that activity. And when you do not have a time and venue set for that activity, then your body is not primed for it. Because it can occur at any time and at any place. Your body doesn't know when to be ready for it. So this is the number one advantage of having a routine. Number one advantage is having a time and venue of all the activities that you plan to do tomorrow is that your body becomes primed for it. The activity now no longer offers so much resistance. Like every activity that you do has something called an activation energy. It's the amount of resistance that activity puts at you and you have to overcome this resistance using some amount of effort and willpower. The easiest way to reduce this resistance of an activity, this activation energy of an activity, is by noting down a time and venue for that particular activity. With the time and venue noted down, all of a sudden the activation energy reduces and you can now overcome it and you can now perform that activity by jumping over this resistive barrier. The second way a routine helps is that you do not have to make decisions on the go. When you make decisions on the go, you actually make the task harder to perform. Oh, should I work out now or should I work out 10 minutes from now or should I work out after I have lunch? All this is taxing, all this is costing you brain power. And this adds on to the resistance of the activity. It actually builds up when you do not have a clear path to follow. What a routine does is it removes all this negotiation, it removes all this decision making. For example, if you make a routine today for the next day, then all you have to do tomorrow is blindly follow that routine. You do not have to make any decisions. You do not have to think about things. You don't have to negotiate with yourself. Do I exercise now or 7 hours from now or at night or after I meet Stacy, after I meet my friends? No, none of that BS. All you have to do is blindly follow that routine. So this greatly reduces the resistance of that activity. Now I know what some of you are thinking. Now some of you are already quite anxious and stressed by this whole routine thing. You think like this is a prison sentence and it's going to kill all my spontaneity and my life is going to be so boring. There's nothing fun or exciting going to happen. No, I would say that's the wrong way of looking at a routine. A routine is supposed to be fun. It's like your most ideal day. It's like the happiest day that you could possibly have. So even in my routine, I schedule my breaks. Hey man, for like these 2 hours, right before I go to sleep, I'm going to watch some Netflix. I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm going to relax. Or let's say somewhere during the day for 1 hour, I'm just going to talk to my friends. I'm going to socialize a bit. But the thing is, the only difference is all my breaks are now scheduled. They are part of my routine. They are consciously set there. So my routine is actually quite fun. I don't fear it. If you actually fear your routine, that means it's too strict. You have put in too many things, too many hard tasks, not enough relaxing tasks, and you have just stuffed task after task after task after task after task, and that will give you anxiety. So here's how you actually create a successful routine. Start by something small, maybe 3 or 4 key tasks that you would like to do throughout the day, and spread those tasks. I mean, don't keep them back to back because generally life happens and you might take longer to complete a task. At least put like 20 minutes of buffer time between each task, just in case that task takes longer than you expect or some life event happens. Now start with these 4 basic tasks. When you successfully do these tasks, then we start adding on more things to the routine. Perhaps add the habit of reading, perhaps add the habit of going to the gym, perhaps work an hour or 2 on your side hustle. Keep making the routine more and more difficult as you begin to successfully perform your current routine. It's the basic principle of progressive overload. But if you start with something that is too excessive, like a bunch of tasks, trust me, you're not going to do any of it. Like it has happened to me before. I made a routine that I'm going to wake up at 4 a.m. I'm going to do this, that, a laundry list of things without any breaks, without any relaxation time. And I did wake up at 4 a.m. But seeing the list of tasks, it actually gave me anxiety. I was like, holy shit, I don't want to do this. This is like a mountain to me. And then I just woke up and started playing video games. So I don't want that to happen to you. Start with something simple, start with something fun, and make it light. Make it your ideal day. Make it a happy day. Talk to yourself, negotiate with yourself. What would be the happiest day that I could have tomorrow? And then make a routine according to that. Okay, now I don't mean like fill it up with BS, like happy day doesn't mean you eat garbage food or you scroll through TikTok for hours. No, it should be reasonable. There should be a lot of productivity, 70-80% of productivity, 20% of fun activities. Make it that way. Reward yourself. And here's another thing that you need to remember when it comes to your routine. Like I have been living my life based on a routine for the last 2 or 3 years. Like literally everything I do is based off a routine. But even I do not follow my routine 100%, and no one ever does. A routine is simply a pointer. It just points you in the right direction that, hey Jibreal, this is what you're supposed to be doing for an ideal day. You cannot perfectly live an ideal life all the time. You're not perfect. You are going to deviate from the ideal path. So I too follow my routine up to 80 to 90% of the time. 10% of the time life happens, emotions happen, whatever, unplanned event, unplanned circumstances, woke up late, woke up tired, woke up with a fever. Life happens and you actually deviate from the routine. That doesn't mean you just crumble up the routine and throw it out. No, be okay with completing your routine around 70 to 80% of the time. That is good enough. And at the start, you're going to do like 50%. And even that is good. Even that is significantly better than not having a routine at all. Because without a routine, you're just moving in random directions, right? You're not heading anywhere. You've not channelized your focus, your energy into specific activities because you haven't even noted the activities. You do not even know what are the activities that you actually want to do and commit all your time and energy to. So this is another benefit of a routine. It actually makes your priorities clear. For the first time in your life, you will be required to sit down and actually ask yourself these questions. What do I want to achieve? Where do I want to stuff all this time and energy? And you are going to have surprising answers that, oh, maybe this is what I want to achieve in life and not that. Oh, I have limited hours. Maybe I can only pick one of these activities. So along with beating your procrastination, a routine will also make your priorities quite evident. Look, if you are someone who actually wants to be quite productive, you are ambitious, you actually want to accomplish a lot in life, you have side projects, you have goals, you have big aspirations and dreams, but procrastination is just kicking your ass, then make sure that you click on the link in the description. I think I can help you out. Book a free one-on-one call with me and yeah, let's help you achieve your goals.